Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Laura Collins, Jenny Francis, asked Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, to meet her at her daughter, Lulu Spencer's, Alexa Haven's, new house. They can't be seen together, and this might be about the safest location for them to talk. Jordan tells Laura about the business meeting that included Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, and Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, and how everyone shares the same goal of running Sunny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, out of town. She says that they all are wanting Ezra Boyle, Daniel Cosgrove, to be elected the next Port Charles mayor. Laura is stunned to learn that even Tracy isn't in her corner anymore, and she finds that problematic because of how influential she is. Jordan then tells her that Jen's may actually be the answer to her prayers, because he has made Sunny a formal offer to but the peers. If he takes it, then there is no need for the referendum vote. Laura points out that if Sunny takes the deal, that makes Ruthless Sidwell the new crime boss. Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, is still being blackmailed by Drew and somehow has to convince her husband, Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, to back up off of him. Curtis is getting to run an expose on Drew and the general use of ketamine as a party drug, and Portia is trying in vain to prevent it. She suggests that he consult with lawyers before going after Drew publicly. Curtis is catching on to the fact that Portia is acting strange and seems to be on Drew's side. He calls Tragus at Aurora and tells him to shelve the piece on Drew for now, and then meets up with Jordan. Once seated at a table, Curtis tells her that he thinks Portia is lying to him. Brooke Lynn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, and Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, are all together waiting for Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, so that they can rehearse a tango for the ball. While there, BLQ apologizes for telling Maxie that she had to choose between having either her or Lulu as a friend. Maxie accepts the apology and says that she was never going to choose anyway. Brooke Lynn then tells her that she and Chase are beginning to take steps towards adoption. Gio arrives and is still trying to shake off Rocco's alcohol poisoning. He plays his violin as Chase and Anna perform their tango. Chase then takes his wife for a spin across the floor as Gio plays. Emma Drake, Braiding Bruner, has been called to Professor Dalton's, Daniel Goddard, office thinking that she has nailed the spot for his summer research assistant. Instead, he tells her that he can't have a research assistant who can't put together a data model. Emma is blown away when he shows her the corrupt file that she has turned in. Emma is crushed as she leaves. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, meets her mom, Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, at the Metro Court to catch up. Carly fills her in on Sunny's heart surgery, and then they are interrupted by Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna. He was just coming to say hi, but Carly wants him to join them. Joss has to leave to see Professor Dalton, and Carly stays with Jack as he tells her just how important she is to him. Joss visits Dalton's office, and after telling her how impressed he is by her work, he offers her the research assistant spot, as long as she is willing to sign an NDA. Emma decides to bring the professor an earlier file of her work, at least to prove that it was done. When she opens his door, she finds Joss filing folders away. Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, arrives at Sunny's and hears about the offer that Jens has made to buy the piers. Sunny doesn't like it, but he thinks that if they hand their territory over to Sidwell, then they can walk away from the business without any fart. They can also sink money into a normal business and start over that way. Jason fears that it's a setup. They have always protected the waterfront, and if they stop, then all 5 families will move in on it. Sunny also suggests that they would no longer need to protect anything. If Sidwell is a tyrant, then they could just let the feds move in on him. Sunny says that in order to make the deal he needs one thing, and that is to be sure that Sidwell isn't the one trying to kill him. After Jason leaves, Laura stops by. Sunny tells her that he may let Sidwell buy the piers, because it would solve both of their problems. It was only a matter of time before Tracy would catch up with Lulu. Now that she knows about the child that Brooke Lynn gave up for adoption, she is going to bat for her. Tracy tells Lulu that she knows that while snooping in Martin Gray's room, she found information on Brooke Lynn's baby, and has tormented her ever since. Lulu tries to justify her actions and reminds Tracy that the newspaper chose the adoption article as her assignment, not her. Tracy insists that she should stop adding to BLQ's burden and tell the editor that she needs to do something different. She should be more sympathetic, because she too was a pregnant teenager. Lulu agrees to talk to her editor, but says that the father should know that he has a child out there. Before leaving, Lulu grabs Carly at another table and tells her that she needs to talk to her privately. Once at her house, Lulu tells Carly that they need to find Dante's son, because either Lulu or her mother is lying. Meanwhile, Jason meets with Tracy, and she asks him to find her great-grandson. Port Charles was practically humming with tension on May 12 as General Hospital delivered an episode bursting with emotional weight, dangerous propositions, and two separate missions that could shift the balance of power in town. The energy is changing, and Monday's episode made it crystal clear. What happens next depends on decisions made in the heat of the moment, and not everyone is thinking clearly. At the center of it all, Sonny Corinthos, facing the most dangerous choice of his life. But while Sonny debates a tempting offer from the mysterious Sidwell, Jason Morgan and Lulu Spencer are operating on entirely different fronts, both moving through shadows and secrets in pursuit of a truth that could destroy everything they thought they knew. The episode opens with Sonny Corinthos brooding on the terrace of his penthouse. The usually composed mob boss is visibly torn, replaying his brief but intense meeting with Sidwell, a corporate fixer with deep ties to both Wall Street and international arms brokers. Sidwell wants Sonny's cooperation in a quiet but profitable venture, something that promises to put Sonny back in control of a global empire, but also risks drawing unwanted attention from the FBI, WSB, and a long list of enemies lying in wait. The catch? Sonny would be expected to turn his back on everything and everyone who has been pulling him back toward the light, including his children, his medication, and the quiet attempts at legitimacy he'd built over the past few years. Jason walks in unannounced, sensing his old friend is spinning. Sonny doesn't even look up at first, but the moment he hears Jason's voice, he asks straight out, "Would you do it?" Jason, ever stoic, doesn't rush to answer. He listens carefully as Sonny explains Sidwell's proposal in hushed tones, offering high-level territory in exchange for help laundering digital assets through offshore pipelines. It's risky, it's messy, it's dangerous, but it's also exactly the kind of power move Sonny used to thrive on. Jason's response is measured. "It sounds like he wants to use you, Sonny, not partner with you." Sonny looks away. "Maybe. But maybe I'm tired of being weak." That line hangs in the air like smoke. Jason, clearly troubled, reminds Sonny that power without control is a trap. "The man you used to be wouldn't trust Sidwell. He'd see through the pitch." Sonny nods, but his eyes say something else. He wants that fire back. Jason warns him, gently but firmly. "If you take this deal, there's no going back. And you better be ready to lose more than just your enemies." Sonny doesn't answer, but the look in his eyes says it all. He's seriously considering it. Meanwhile, Lulu Spencer is back in investigative mode and fully committed to her mission, despite warnings from both Laura and Dante that she needs more time to recover. But Lulu's not one to sit on the sidelines, especially when she's convinced that something's rotten in Port Charles. And this time, her instincts are locked onto something big. She's been chasing whispers about a series of missing records from the city's zoning office. Documents tied to a waterfront redevelopment project that never quite made it to public hearings. With the help of Maxie, Lulu's tracked the project back to a shell company that leads to none other than Sidwell himself. That discovery sets off alarm bells, and Lulu knows she needs help. She calls in a favor from Damien Spinelli, who quickly uncovers a pattern of fake LLCs funneling bribes to key city officials. Lulu realizes what this means. Someone's planning to seize control of the docks, and not for legitimate shipping business. She also knows that Sidwell's interest in Sunny might have everything to do with control over that territory. Jason, unaware of Lulu's side mission, has his own trail to follow. After leaving Sunny's penthouse, he makes a discreet stop to see Diane, asking her to dig into Sidwell's legal history. Diane is reluctant. Sidwell's lawyers are known for being ruthless, and poking around could invite trouble, but Jason insists. Diane uncovers a sealed case out of Miami involving government contracts, corporate espionage, and 2 missing witnesses. Jason realizes Sidwell doesn't just deal in money. He deals in leverage. The kind of leverage that turns allies into pawns and enemies into corpses. With this knowledge, Jason races to intercept Sunny before he signs anything, fearing that once Sunny steps into Sidwell's world, there may be no way out. Back at the Metro Court, Carly and Nina have yet another explosive confrontation. Carly's noticed the increased security around Sunny and suspects Nina may know more than she's letting on. Nina plays innocent, but her nerves are showing. She knows about Sidwell. She overheard part of a conversation between Ava and Valentine about an outside influence, reeling Sunny back into the game. Carly pushes, telling Nina that if she really cares about Sunny, even as just a co-parent, she'd do something to stop this. Nina snaps that Carly always plays the hero, but is just as guilty of keeping secrets. Carly fires back with a line that hits deep. The difference between us, Nina, is that I never pretended to be something I'm not. The conversation ends with Nina storming out, shaken, while Carly places a call to someone off-screen. She's not going to let Sunny self-destruct. Not again. Elsewhere, Jocelyn is growing increasingly concerned about Dex. She hasn't heard from him in days, and although she told herself she could let go, her heart says otherwise. Trina tries to calm her down, but Joss can't shake the feeling that something terrible has happened. She finds herself pacing the halls of General Hospital, hoping for news, when she crosses paths with Anna Devane. Anna asks if Joss is all right, and Joss opens up slightly, not naming Dex, but making it clear someone she cares about is missing. Anna, already running a quiet investigation into several missing persons tied to organized crime, makes a mental note. Could Dex be the latest casualty in a war brewing beneath Port Charles? Meanwhile, Valentine Casadine is operating in the shadows, feeding information to Sidwell while pretending to keep ties intact with Anna. But his double life is catching up with him. He receives a cryptic message, coordinates, no explanation. When he shows up at the location, he finds a familiar face waiting for him, Charlotte. The girl he's sworn to protect is back in town, and has a warning. They're watching you, she whispers. And they know you've been lying. Valentine's blood runs cold. Whatever game he's been playing, it's spiraling fast. And Charlotte may be the only one who can keep him grounded. Elsewhere in town, Jordan Ashford and Curtis Ashford have a tense exchange about Marshall's worsening condition and the increasing friction between Portia and Stella. Family drama threatens to boil over, but Jordan's attention is pulled elsewhere when she receives a file she wasn't meant to see, an intercepted communication from WSB satellites tracking an arms shipment heading for Port Charles. The sender, a private firm linked to, you guessed it, Sidwell Global Holdings. Jordan realizes something bigger is in motion, and she may not be able to stop it without outside help. She reaches out to Robert Scorpio and urges him to come back to town immediately. The Sidwell threat is no longer just about Sunny. It's a matter of national security. And then there's Lulu, who makes a dangerous move of her own. Disguised in a hoodie and sunglasses, she sneaks into a restricted records room at City Hall after hours. She copies files and photographs blueprints detailing a new construction project meant to expand the waterfront. It's all funded by donations from anonymous trusts, and Lulu knows it's all fake. But just as she turns to leave, a voice behind her says, "You shouldn't be here." Lulu spins around. A man in a security uniform blocks the door. "Give me the files," he demands. Lulu bluffs, saying they've already been sent to the press. The man hesitates. She slips past him in the confusion and bolts into the night. But the damage is done. Whoever Sidwell has watching City Hall now knows Lulu's involved. And that puts a target on her back. Back at Sunny's penthouse, Ava pays a visit. She's figured out that Sidwell's interest isn't just about money or power, it's about control. Ava pleads with Sunny to see that he's being manipulated. "You're not the man you used to be, Sunny, and that's not a bad thing." But Sunny snaps, accusing Ava of wanting him weak, manageable. Ava doesn't flinch. "I want you alive." Her voice cracks just enough to land. Sunny turns away, ashamed of his own rage. Ava takes his hand. "Don't let this man take everything from you. Don't let him take you." Sunny looks her in the eye and says the most chilling line of the day. "Maybe I've already gone." And as the final scene fades in, we see Lulu back in her apartment, poring over the documents she stole. Her hands shake as she pieces it all together. Sidwell's operation isn't just about smuggling or financial fraud. It's a full-on land grab, tied to a pipeline project that could poison Port Charles' water supply for generations. It's massive. It's deadly. And it's being signed off by people in high places. Lulu records a voice memo. "If you're hearing this, I may already be gone, but the truth has to come out. Port Charles deserves to know what's happening." She hits send, then turns out the light. With Sunny standing at a crossroads, Jason racing to stop a disaster, and Lulu uncovering a conspiracy that could end her life, May 12's episode of General Hospital didn't just set the stage for an explosive week. It reminded us why this town never sleeps. Every decision echoes, every lie catches up, and every alliance has a price. What happens next? That depends on whether the people of Port Charles are ready to face the truth or be destroyed by it. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.